It was 2 a.m. when Rahul's phone rang. His father had suffered a heart attack. Within hours, Rahul found himself at a private hospital in Mumbai, staring at an advance payment demand of 3 lakh rupees. His salary account had 47,000 rupees. His mutual fund investments? Down 23% because the market had crashed just 2 weeks ago. His FD? It would take 2 days to break and he'd lose 8 months of interest. In that moment, with his father's life hanging in the balance, Rahul made the most expensive financial decision of his life. He swiped his credit card. Over the next 6 months, Rahul paid over 52,000 rupees in credit card interest alone. His investment portfolio that he'd carefully built over 3 years? He had to liquidate half of it at a loss to pay off the debt. This is not a made-up story, my friends. This is the reality for 78% of Indian families according to a 2023 survey by Local Circles. They have zero emergency funds. And here's the painful irony. Rahul was doing everything right. He was investing in mutual funds, he had health insurance, he was planning for retirement. But he skipped one crucial step. The foundation. The safety net. The emergency fund. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why this is the most important financial step you'll ever take, how to calculate your exact emergency fund number, where to keep it for maximum safety and returns, and the 5 deadly mistakes that destroy most Indians' emergency funds. If you're watching this channel, you're serious about building wealth. So let's make sure your financial house is built on rock, not sand. Let me be brutally honest with you. The reason most Indians skip the emergency fund is because it's boring. It doesn't give you the dopamine hit of watching your stock portfolio go up. It doesn't make for exciting conversation at parties. Nobody posts Instagram stories about their emergency fund reaching 3 lakhs. But here's what an emergency fund actually is. It's money specifically set aside for unexpected, urgent expenses that you cannot plan for. Job loss, medical emergencies, major car or home repairs, family crisis. Notice what's not on this list. A new iPhone launch. That Goa trip your friends are planning. The Diwali sale on Amazon. These are not emergencies. These are wants disguised as needs. An emergency fund is your financial shock absorber. When life hits you with unexpected expenses, and trust me it will, this fund absorbs the impact so your investments can continue growing undisturbed. Think about it this way. You wouldn't drive a car without brakes just because brakes don't make the car go faster, right? Your emergency fund is your financial brake system. It doesn't generate wealth, but it protects the wealth you're building. Now, why do Indians specifically ignore this? 3 reasons. First, the joint family safety net is disappearing but our mindset hasn't caught up. Second, we confuse having money in savings account with having an emergency fund. Third, FOMO. Fear of missing out on market returns. We see others making money in stocks and we want to jump in immediately. But here's the truth I want you to remember. The best time to invest is after you have an emergency fund. Not before. Let me show you exactly how much you need. Here's where we get practical. Pull out your phone calculator because we are going to find your exact emergency fund target right now. The golden rule is simple. Your emergency fund should cover 6 months of essential expenses. Not income. Expenses. And not all expenses. Essential expenses. Let me break this down with a real example. Meet Priya, a 28-year-old software engineer in Bangalore earning 1.2 lakhs per month. Her monthly expenses look like this. Rent, 25,000 rupees. Groceries and utilities, 12,000 rupees. EMIs including car loan, 18,000 rupees. Insurance premiums averaged monthly, 3,000 rupees. Essential transport, 5,000 rupees. Basic phone and internet, 2,000 rupees. Parents support, 15,000 rupees. That's 80,000 rupees in essential monthly expenses. A Netflix subscription? That's not essential. Weekend brunches? Not essential. Shopping budget? Not essential. In a true emergency, you cut everything that's not keeping you alive, housed, and legally compliant. So Priya's emergency fund target is 80,000 multiplied by 6, which equals 4.8 lakh rupees. Now here's where it gets nuanced. If you have a very stable government job, you might be okay with 3 to 4 months. If you're a freelancer or work in a volatile industry like startups, aim for 9 to 12 months. If you're the sole earner in your family, add 2 to 3 extra months. If you have dependents with health conditions, add more. Your emergency fund number is personal. It depends on your job security, family responsibilities, existing insurance, and your own peace of mind. Calculate your number right now. Pause this video if you need to. Write it down. This is your first milestone. This is your target before you invest a single rupee anywhere else. Okay, so you know your target amount. Now the million rupee question. Where do you actually keep this emergency fund? The two main contenders are liquid mutual funds and fixed deposits. Let me break down this battle for you. Starting with fixed deposits. The traditional Indian favorite. What's good about FDs? They're familiar and feel safe. They have guaranteed returns, currently around 6 to 7% for most banks. There's deposit insurance up to 5 lakhs per bank. And there's zero market risk. But here's the problem. Premature withdrawal penalties eat into your returns. You typically lose 1% or more when you break an FD early. Redemption time can be 24 to 48 hours, sometimes longer on holidays. The interest is fully taxable at your slab rate. And multiple small FDs are hard to manage. Now let's talk about liquid mutual funds. These are debt funds that invest in very short-term instruments with maturity under 91 days. What's good about liquid funds? You get instant redemption up to 50,000 rupees or 90% of your investment, whichever is lower. Full redemption happens within 1 working day. Historically, they give returns of 6 to 7%, similar to FDs. There's no penalty for withdrawal. And taxation is more efficient, especially if held over 3 years for debt fund indexation benefits. The risks? They're not guaranteed. There's a very small credit risk, though liquid funds are considered the safest category in mutual funds. And some people find them confusing initially. My recommendation? Use a combination. Keep 1 to 2 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account for immediate access. Keep 2 to 3 months in liquid funds for quick access within a day. Keep the remaining amount in a sweep-in FD or regular FD for maximum safety. This 3-bucket approach gives you the best of all worlds. Instant liquidity, reasonable returns, and psychological safety. Now let me share the 5 mistakes I see Indians make repeatedly with their emergency funds. Learn from others' failures so you don't have to experience them yourself. Mistake number 1 is calling everything an emergency. That flash sale on electronics is not an emergency. Your friend's destination wedding is not an emergency. The down payment on a car you want but don't need is not an emergency. Every time you dip into your emergency fund for non-emergencies, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to real crisis. Be ruthless about this definition. Mistake number 2 is keeping it too accessible. Some people keep their entire emergency fund in their main savings account. This is dangerous because it blurs the line between emergency money and spending money. Keep your emergency fund in a separate account that requires deliberate action to access. The small friction helps. Mistake number 3 is not replenishing after use. You used 50,000 from your emergency fund for a genuine emergency. Great, that's exactly what it's for. But then you forgot to replenish it. 3 months later, another emergency hits and you're short. Rule of thumb: after using your emergency fund, pause all non-essential spending and investments until it's fully restored. Mistake number 4 is chasing returns with emergency money. I've seen people put emergency funds in small-cap mutual funds or individual stocks because they wanted higher returns. Please understand this clearly. Your emergency fund is not an investment. It's insurance. The goal is preservation and accessibility, not growth. Mistake number 5 is not adjusting for life changes. Got married? Your expenses changed. Had a baby? Your expenses changed. Took a home loan? Your expenses changed. Parents retired? Your expenses changed. Review your emergency fund calculation every year and after every major life event. The number from 3 years ago is probably outdated. Enough theory. Let's build your emergency fund with a concrete 12-month plan. Month 1 is assessment month. Calculate your essential monthly expenses honestly. Don't underestimate. Set your target, which is 6 times your monthly essential expenses. Open a separate savings account specifically for your emergency fund. Name it emergency fund so you see it clearly. Months 2 through 4 are foundation months. Set up an automatic transfer on salary day. Start with 20% of your take-home salary. No negotiations with yourself. This is non-negotiable. Cut one unnecessary expense completely. That subscription you don't use, that gym membership you ignore, find something. Months 5 through 8 are acceleration months. By now you should have 2 to 3 months of expenses saved. Start moving excess above 1 month into a liquid fund. Consider any bonuses or windfalls as emergency fund boosters. Don't increase lifestyle spending during this phase. Months 9 through 12 are completion months. You should be approaching your 6-month target. Fine-tune your 3-bucket system. Savings account for 1 month, liquid fund for 3 months, FD for 2 months. Set up a quarterly review reminder to check if your number needs updating. After month 12, celebration and next phase. You've built your emergency fund. This is a massive achievement. Now, and only now, are you truly ready to invest aggressively. Every rupee you invest from this point forward has the protection of your emergency fund behind it. Your investments can now ride out market volatility because you won't be forced to sell at the wrong time. This is the foundation that separates successful long-term investors from those who keep starting over. Let's bring this back to Rahul, the man from our opening story. 2 years after that devastating hospital experience, I had a conversation with him. He told me something powerful. He said, I thought I was being smart by investing every spare rupee. But I was actually building a house of cards. One gust of wind and it all collapsed. Today, Rahul has a fully funded emergency fund of 6 lakhs. He's back to investing in mutual funds, but now with complete peace of mind. And here's the beautiful part. His investments are actually performing better because he's not panic selling every time there's market volatility or a personal crisis. He can think long term because his short term is secured. This is the power of doing things in the right order. Emergency fund first. Then insurance. Then investments. I know this video wasn't about exciting stock picks or next multibagger mutual fund. But I promise you, this boring foundation is what separates those who build lasting wealth from those who keep starting over. So here's your homework. Calculate your essential monthly expenses today. Multiply by 6 and write down your emergency fund target. Open that separate account this week. Set up that automatic transfer before your next salary. And come back to this video in 12 months and tell me in the comments that you did it. I genuinely want to see your success stories. If you found this valuable, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we release videos every week on personal finance, investing, and wealth building specifically for Indian millennials and first-time investors. Your future self will thank you for building this foundation. Until next time, stay financially wise. This is Mahayukti Finance, helping you build wealth the right way.